So now there's a wind break. So it's not a wind block, but it's definitely a wind break. It will break up the wind, and give it a year or two, and it's really going to be a nice hedge. So that's what we did this week. Right now, this is just going to be a quick check-in on the hives. And I'm going to open up the 2 new Russians and see how far they've gotten in 7 days. They could potentially have that box full and might need a second brood box. So we're just opening up, and we're just going to see progress this week. Nothing crazy, and let's get into it. All right, this is the Russian nuke. All I'm going to do today is see their progress, how far they've gotten over on this box, and if they need a new box, I'm going to put a second 8-frame deep box above this for them to start building into. They've taken about 3/4 of this gallon of syrup in the past 7 days. Very, very active. Like, these bees have been crazy with bringing pollen and whatever they're bringing in. So, a little bit of smoke, bees. Hello? Hello? I want to see how far over they are. This was just a pulled frame. There's no new comb building going on, and no storing of anything. They're on it though. I would love to learn how to do you guys without gloves. Please bear with me. Alright, no new drawn comb. They are storing nectar in this frame and pollen. This is also a frame of drawn comb from last week that was empty, filled with pollen and nectar. Filled. They're very busy on this frame. Okay, now we're getting into the original nuke frames. These are the 5 original frames. Brood. There's the queen. Queen. And brood. Lots of larvae. This frame is cracked. It's like there's a crack in this frame. The bottom corner here is detached. It's only being held on by the comb, so that's not ideal. Going in. Alright, I'm assuming the rest of this is brood, and I'm thinking that they need another box at this rate, because once this brood starts to hatch, they're going to need a little more space. I'm going to give them another box. That was fast. Okay, we need some new frames. Let's go check the other box. And they took about the same amount. It's about 3/4 gone. Even more. They like the syrup. Okay, let's see what you did this week. Alright, this hive is not as busy. Not as busy. These are the 3 new frames that were empty 7 days ago. Starting to store a little bit of syrup here. Just a little bit. On one side. This is all syrup and honey. Yeah, they're not as far along as the other hive. A lot of brood here. A lot of brood. There she is. Queen's right in the middle. A lot of larvae here. Going back in. Watch out, bees. All right, this hive isn't as far along. I put in 3 a week ago, and they still have 3 frames available for brood. So they're not quite as far along. I kind of feel like I want to leave this hive, just leave them. All right, let's go get some other frames for the other hive. All right, I have another 8 frame deep here that I'm going to put on this 8 frame deep, which is almost, they're working all the way over to the last frame already. I have 4 frames in here from last year's flow hive. This is pulled comb from last year's bees with some honey on it. Not a lot, but there's some honey here. And, you know, brood pattern here. This is a wireless, completely foundationless frame here. And a couple of these are wired. There are wires in this one, you can see here. So it's got some support. And I'm trying an experiment this year. For the first time, I'm trying some plastic foundation. This is just an experiment. I'm here to learn new things. Okay? So, black foundation. We can look for eggs on this nice and easily. I'm going to give it a shot. So I've checkerboarded these. We have foundation, old comb, etc. And these are all ready to go. Russian bee is getting a second box. Let's do this. Here we go. Okay, so we have a double deep brood box here. And let's see how they move up. Sun's going down. Mosquitoes are out. I should leave the sun because the mosquitoes in full force. The Russian left hive, which is the intentional flow hive, is doing great. They got a second box. The other Russian Langstroth is doing okay. They have just started going into the 3 new frames I gave them with syrup and nectar. So 5 to 7 days are going to need probably a second box. All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and you know what to do in the comments. Tell me all the things I did wrong. Have a good week.